My life for the past 3 years has been unusual to say the least. Ever since this cancer thing entered my smooth sailing world, I've spent more time in doctors' offices than I really care to relate. Fortunately, I have a wonderful group of doctors and nurses who have guided me the maze of cancer therapy. I could not have asked for any better match between doctor, staff, and patient. Having said that, I can't say it's been all roses through the entire time. It goes like the saying, so much to do, with so little time to do it all. I've got used to the routine through those years of lab work. Infusions, x-rays, MRIs, chemo, yes, my friend chemo. Without that partner, I would not be here today. So let's stop giving chemo such a bad rap. After all, it is keeping my cancer at a standstill, and for that I am very grateful. So chemo is my friend and my unwanted sidekick. Chemo and I have been close friends for the past going on 3 years now, and the form of that chemo keeps changing. Starting out at stage 3 cancer gave me pause, but I did see some light at the end of the tunnel as I saw my progression from very sick to just plain sick. Hey, going from very sick to sick is a big step in this process. I can still remember those very tough days when I vacillated between should I continue this or not. But I don't give up easily, so I kept the faith, and I'm glad I did because I can see how much improvement I've made and how much better I feel from when I started. Don't get me wrong. I still have my days when chemo is not my best friend, but also is my ticket to success in the upside-down world. I'm now on oral chemotherapy, which is remarkably easier on my body than previous incarnations. I no longer am tethered to an IV as the flavor of the day enters my bloodstream. I must admit that I enjoyed those infusion days. They became my one constant social hour or hours, and I miss them dearly. Now, my checkups are quick, and I'm out the door. I miss those relaxed days when I had the time to get to know the nurses and had fun amid the infusing of medication. One of the ways chemotherapy seems to work is its cumulative nature. I mean by that is simply this. In regular chemotherapy, I noticed as treatment went along that you just felt the effects pretty much right away. No wondering if it was working. You sure as all get out knew it was doing something because of how lousy you felt. Oral chemo, at least for me, is a different kind of animal. My cycle is 21 days on, followed by 1 week off. Not a bad schedule, but still interesting. Days 1 through 5 seem to go without much fanfare, but then the rubber hits the road and I notice my balance is off and walking becomes a bit more difficult, but tolerable. Then things smooth out for the next few days until around day 12 when my balance becomes a real problem and my head becomes a bit confused and I can't seem to make sense of some things. Simple things, as I could on my off week. By the end of week 2 I sense a slowing down, so to say, where my body is really having trouble keeping its act together. I have difficulty in making decisions, and my world seems to have darkened somewhat. It's not a depressive darkening, but one where I become sensitive, irritable, and not easy to be around. Then, the day I look forward to is the last day of my 21-day cycle when I stop all chemo. That opens up life again, where the body aches, fatigue, confusion seem to start to decrease about to 2-3 days before day 21, and I begin to feel like myself again. Those are the happy days in my treatment, and I'm glad to have that time to recoup before I begin my next cycle. Life then becomes living instead of dying, and I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, that is my world, and I'm seeing the benefits of staying the course, walking the walk, and having faith to know that all is well. I focus on the good I see around me, and it's like walking outside after a good old-fashioned rainstorm where you see the clouds part and all you see is blue sky. Parting clouds and a huge rainbow. I focus on that rainbow knowing that it forms near the end of the storm, letting you know all is well. The storm is over and clear sailing lies ahead. Keep your eyes on the prize. Never allow your gaze to move away from your objective. If you do, you will find your potential to overcome one of the major causes of death and live on for years to come. We have so much to give each other, so little time to transfer that goodness one to the other. Take the time you need to overcome today's hurdles so that tomorrow's sunshine will be seen by everyone you meet. Until next time, stay well, keep the faith, and become stronger as each day passes.